Hello and welcome back to the FA Cup and the Emirates FA Cup 4th round. Now, after an interesting third round where we had some big shocks, what will we have in round 4? Boys, if you want a discount on your energy, go and get my discount in the description. New Dan 10 at checkout. Peace. We're going to start on Friday at the MKM Stadium for Hull City versus Chelsea, also known as the Liam Wilsonian Derby. Yes, Liam Wilsonian did used to manage Huddersfield. Why did Huddersfield come ahead? Hull City, and against and Hull in the third round had to rely on penalties to beat Blackburn Rovers of Championship level. And Chelsea, did they breeze? Oh, actually, really fun to find out. Chelsea breezed past Charlton Athletic by 5-1 goals from Jeremy Harto, Tosin Adebayojo, Mark Gui, Pedro Neto, and Enzo Fernandez topped it off for them in the capital. And against a Hull team who up and down in form, I'm going to say Chelsea to win it 3-1. We now head to the Stoke Castle, aka the Racecourse Ground, for Wrexham. This is it. Both these games are being played on Friday night now. Wrexham of the Championship, both Championship teams they are. Wrexham in the third round came from Wrexham against Premier League outset Forest were 2-0 up at half time. Yes, you heard that. They were 2-0 up at half time. Got pegged back to 2-2, and then Callum Hudson-Odoi got them to take it into extra time, and then we know what happened from there. Wrexham won on penalties, and they playing against an Ipswich team who beat Blackpool. Who beat Blackpool by 2 goals, 1 thanks to a goal from Jimmy Greaves. May have been from Jimmy Greaves. Put them into the FA Cup 4th round, and they're playing against Wrexham, who we know are a high-class team in Wrexham. And I'm going to go with a 2. It's going to be a very close game. Both these two teams are in playoff position as well in the Championship. So I'm going to say it'll be a 2-1 win to the Welsh team. And Wrexham will progress to the 5th round of the FA Cup. We head to Saturday, and we're going to start with Burton Albion at the Pirelli Stadium for Burton Albion versus West Ham United. Now, Burton Albion came through. It could have been a very tricky game at Meadow Park against Bournemouth. Instead, it was a slashing of 5-0. So Bournemouth head home, and Burton progressed to the 5th round of the 4th round of the FA Cup, and they're playing against a West Ham team who had to rely on a 98th minute winner by their new signing, Vitanta Castellanos, for his first West Ham goal in extra time to win that game. It was a tough game even to watch for West Ham fans there. But, West Ham, will West Ham breeze this? They should. They're a Premier League outset. It's going to be close though. I could see I genuinely could see an upset here. 2-1 Burton Albion. Yes, I know. 2-1 Burton. We head to 3 p.m. and to Burnley versus Mansfield. Now, Burnley beat Millwall by 5 goals to 1. 2 goals and a brace for a man who stayed off a bit, Ashley Barnes. Yes, that's a man you don't usually hear me say. And against a Mansfield team who beat, in a crazy game, Sheffield United. Thanks to a Reece, what's his name? Thanks to former Blade, Lewis Reed. Lewis Reed with 2 absolute screamers against his boyhood club. And the Blades, well, Mansfield are into the next round. I mean, to be fair, you would assume, again, Premier League outset, Burnley, to be fair, have just smashed, well, to be fair, we'll get on to Premier League at next week, but for now, I can see this game being a 2-1 win to Burnley after extra time. Yes, the first game going to extra time, and we head to Man City and Salford City. Now, City played against League 2 Exeter, and I'm just going to tell you the scoreline now. It begins with 2 figures. It's 10 goals to 1. Yes, Man City put 10 past League 2 outset Exeter. Goals from Max Allen, Wadri. 2 own goals from Doyle Hughes and Fitzwater. We can lose to Antoine Semenyo, Johnny Winders, Nico Wiley, and Amanamadu. Yes. And honestly, against a Salford City team who came through against a League 2, well, came against Swindon and beat Swindon Town in that rearranged game. And I'm going to say, Man City, you'd expect would win. They would win comfortably by 2 goals to 1. We now head to Carrow Road for Norwich City and West Bromwich Albion. Now, Norwich beat Walsall 5 goals to 1 victory. Jono Mamba hat-trick in spread over 2 halves, 1 in the first, 2 in the second half. And against a West Bromwich Albion team who also had to go to penalties against Swansea City. Yes, Swansea. They obviously now they're out, and they're being taken care of by James Morrison, whoever the hell he is. I don't know who he is, but yeah, being taken care of by James Morrison. And this is again an all-one as well, and I can see it being a extra time victory for the Canaries by 2 goals to 1. We head to Port Vale, who are bottom of the EFL, against Bristol City. Now, Port Vale, who are bottom of the EFL completely, played against Fleetwood Town and beat Fleetwood Town thanks to a goal from Jordan Strimpy. And against a Bristol City team who put 5 past Watford thanks to a hat-trick by Emily Louise. A hat-trick from Louise to put their place in the FA Cup 4th round away tie to bottom of the EFL. Port Vale. And I'm going to say, Port Vale will lose the game by a whopping 3 goals to 0. Now we head to Southampton versus Leicester City. Now Leicester have just had points deducted, and they played against Cheltenham and won the goals from Patterson Daka and Stefan Avdidi. And they're playing against a Southampton team who obviously got rid of Will Still and have since then been on an upward trajectory, beating Doncaster Rovers by 3 goals to 2. At the moment, I'm not even trying to say the name, but yeah, beating that by 3 goals to 2 after goals from Bragg, Cameron Archer, and the winning goal by Kwaila Casta Mastura, and then a little comeback from Doncaster was proved to be too much, well, too little. Again, a close game, 2-1 Southampton. We go to our first, and one of only 2 all Premier League ties is Aston Villa versus Newcastle United. Now, this is a rerun of the Premier League fixture a couple of weeks ago, and Villa, we're going to start off with the Premier League outfit beating Tottenham Hotspur, who we got obviously known about goals from Ebby Bendia and Morgan Rogers. Unai Emery's team have now strengthened in places, bringing in former players Douglas Luiz and Tammy Abraham, and they're playing against a Newcastle team who haven't been in the best of form in the Premier League, let alone the FA Cup. They had to come through another penalty shootout. That game turned crazy. It was literally Newcastle were ahead in the 118th minute of extra time, and then Marcus Avenir went, "Oh no, not I'm having this, thank you." And then Aaron Ramsdale saved 3 penalties in the shootout to seal their place against in this game at Villa Park. And I'm gonna say Aston Villa to win it 2-1. We head to our last all Premier League affair. It is at Anfield. It's at 8 o'clock. It's Liverpool versus Brighton and Hove Albion. Will start with your hosts, Liverpool, beating Barnsley by 4 goals to 1. It was 2-1 at half time. We thought, oh, been upset. No. And then 2 late goals from Florian Wirtz and Hugo Ekitike after Dominic Szoboszlai and Jeremy Frimpong opened the scoring for them. And then Adam Phillips pulled one back in the late first half. And against a Brighton and Hove team who beat, at that point, but since then we are now under Carrick and out the FA Cup. So Brighton, they're playing very well at Brighton. As we know, Brighton are no push overs. And I'm going to say Liverpool would expect to win it comfortably as well by 3 goals to 2. Well, not comfortably, but 3 goals to 2 we head to Sunday and to Birmingham for Birmingham City versus Leeds United. Now, we'll start with the person who I can find first, which is going to be Birmingham. Birmingham played against Cambridge after a little Sonny Kai redemption. Birmingham did survive a little late scare thanks to goals from Wagner, Fushu Kakavalufu and Dokus. And they're playing against Leeds, who we know how good Leeds can be, beating Derby County by 3 goals to 2. James Justin sealed it in the 93rd minute to win them that game. And I can see this beat. This game has extra time written all over it. And I'm going to say Birmingham City 2, Leeds 3 after extra time. We head to Griffin Park and to Grimsby versus Wolverhampton Wanderers now. Grimsby, we know how good they are. We know how good Grimsby are in cups. After Wolves beating Shrewsbury 6-1. Yeah, Jorgen, his last hat trick for Wolves proved to be that game's over, and against a Grimsby team who I still can't find Grimsby Town. Oh, there they go. Beating Weston-super-Mare thanks to a goal and a late one by substitute Kieran Green. Yes, but as we know, at home, Grimsby have already beaten this year Manchester United in the Carabao Cup. Will they beat bottom of the table Wolves? Potentially, yes. Maybe they might. They could do. I'm going to go 2-1. Grimsby Town at Griffin. I think it's Griffin Park. Not sure where it's been here. But at Grimsby, 2-1. Grimsby head to Oxford and to the Kazam Stadium for Oxford United versus Sunderland now. Oxford had to come through penalties against MK Dons. New manager Matt Bloomfield, I think, was there. Matt Bloomfield, the new Oxford manager, was given an earning of what lay ahead of him after an hour in at the MKM Stadium against a Sunderland team who do look blooming fantastic. To be fair, I say that, having to come through a penalty shootout after a penalty from James Garner sent it to extra time and to penalties. Robin Roos saving 3 in the shootout, denying Garner, Stidilleri and Beto. So yeah, that was that game. And I'm going to say in this one, Sunderland should win this game comfortably by 3-2. We now head to the Bet365 for Stoke versus Fulham now. Stoke City. Bet365. Goal late by Yamin Sase in that game. It was a close game though against not top anymore Coventry. Yes, Coventry have lost their top spot in the league, and against a Fulham team who got to this stage last time and threw it away, playing against Middlesbrough and winning the goals in the second half. I say another sensational goal from Harry Wilson, Amos Monroe, and to top it all off, Kevin, after Hayden Hackney gave Middlesbrough an early lead. And in this game, I'm going to say it will be Fulham 2, Fulham 2, Stoke 1, Fulham to win it 2-1. We head to a game of 2 former FA Cup winners in Arsenal and Wigan. Now, we're going to start off with Wigan Athletic beating Preston North End by 1-0 to a goal from teenager Harrison Beataloo. Yeah, I think that's how he says his name. I want to say that's how he says his name. I'm not actually sure how he says his name. Well, teenager him scoring in and against an Arsenal team who we know are just too good anywhere they play, beating Portsmouth by 4-1 after a Gabriel Martinelli hat-trick. Yes, Martinelli hat-trick. Arsenal, we win again here by 3-1. We now head to Mansfield, to Macclesfield and Brentford. Now, if you didn't see the news, that Macclesfield Town have pulled off another FA Cup shock, beating Premier League outset and defending champions Crystal Palace. Yes, at the Leasing.com Stadium, winning 6th tier, the lowest team left in the competition, are playing against Keith Andrews Brentford, who beat Sheffield Wednesday. What will happen in this game? Can Macclesfield Town pull off another massive FA Cup upset under the lights on Monday? Can they do it? I think they can. 2-1 Macclesfield Town, and that is a way to end the FA Cup predictions for the Emirates 4th round of the FA Cup. Now, I will see you lot. Monday, you'll see Champions League knockout stages legs, and Wednesday you'll probably see Europa League. Yes, so Monday you'll see Champions League. Wednesday you'll see Europa League ones, and then that will bring it all. And the Premier League and Super League on the Friday. But for now, I'll leave you with the Emirates FA Cup, who will march into the 5th round of the Emirates FA Cup. Will we see some more shocks? What will happen in that weekend? What will happen in this weekend of the Emirates FA Cup.